Is there a sense that they will be allowing the ANC to take the podium?
Well, Naledi, it's a bit of a controlled environment here on the ground compared to what was happening at that SADTU National Congress in Midrand last week. What we've seen, about 250 delegates from 9 provinces gathering here very early to just kickstart day one of that SADTU General National Council that takes place in between the 5 years, in between Congress, and the sentiments here on the ground are pointing to President Cyril Ramaphosa in the afternoon addressing those that are gathered here. If you remember, last week, SADTU was one of the unions that actually stood up in the the room, the hall there at Gallagher Convention Center to say that they need to consult with their members on the ground before they can actually take a decision on where they stand as members of the federation with the ANC as one of the parties that really they believe that has hard done the workers here on the ground. But the program is set. We're expecting President Cyril Ramaphosa to be addressing those that are gathered here in the afternoon. You can imagine that this is a gathering that takes place in between the Congress and SADTU. Is already pointing to 2024 as that year where they'll be going to basically the Congress to try and address and solidify some of those resolutions that were taken in 2019 already, and now they're taking stock of it in the lead up to the 2024 National Congress. SADTU seemingly just looking forward to that address by President Cyril Ramaphosa, who will be coming here to address on behalf of the ANC. The program, Naledi, is well underway. The delegates are already engaging on various activities. We're also expecting to have sessions and commissions that will sit today and tomorrow to try and iron out and take stock of where the teachers are in terms of those challenges and those resolutions that were taken in 2019. You can imagine that this is a union that has about 265,000 members on the ground across the country, and those members are looking to this council here today, tomorrow, and on Thursday to try by all means to take stock and champion the issues of the workers. That also coming, Naledi, at a time when there's that stalemate at the bargaining council where public sector workers are concerned, and SADTU here on the ground also has it as one of their issues that they'll iron out here in the 3 days to try and just create and forge a way forward in terms of those wage negotiations. But we're expecting that indeed this 3 days will be 3 days of a hive of activity where the issues and the challenges facing workers are concerned. Also coming through, and a lady at a time when there was that COVID-19 pandemic, and various sectors, including the education sector, are taking stock and taking a moment of silence earlier on for those workers that lost their lives in the line of duty during that hard lockdown as COVID-19 continues here on the ground. But I'm going to bring Naledi now into the conversation, the spokesperson for SADTU, that being Nomu Saklimbi, who'll just let us in on what we can really expect today, tomorrow, and going into the afternoon. We see as well that this is a program that involves the Tripartite Alliance members, the ANC and the SACP, that are expected to also form part of the program here. Welcome to the SABC, ma'am.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to your viewers.
So we're seeing that the Tripartite Alliance is going to feature here. Maybe just confirm it for us that indeed President Cyril Ramaphosa is one of the people that are set to address this council sitting here today.
Firstly, SADTU is an affiliate of COSATU, which is part of the Tripartite Alliance. So President Cyril Ramaphosa will come and address this meeting as a member of the Tripartite Alliance with ANC. We are also expecting the SACP to also address this meeting, as well as COSATU to address this meeting as members of the Tripartite Alliance. But also, he is the president of the country, would like to know what he thinks also as president of the country.
This coming at a time when really the workers are not happy with the African National Congress, with the government. I just mentioned that there's that stalemate at the bargaining council where that wages is concerned. There was that 2018 resolution that government has seemingly backtracked on, and the workers are looking at what happened at COSATU, are really not happy with the state of governance in the country, especially where public sector workers are concerned. Is that the sentiment as well that we're getting on the ground, that the workers will be looking forward to President Cyril Ramaphosa at least addressing some of the concerns that they experience on a daily as they continue with their work on the ground?
Indeed, there's a lot of unhappiness on the ground. Workers have suffered a lot not getting their salaries. However, we feel that as members of the Alliance, we had to invite members of the Alliance to this platform, because this is where we can talk, this is where we can share ideas, this is where we can voice our dissatisfaction. We have the platforms that we fought for to engage and talk. So we are using this to say they should come, let's talk. What are the issues? We want to find solutions to whatever problems we are having. This platform provides for that engagement.
And let's talk about the 3 days. It's a General Council, a very important meeting of the workers, the teachers on the ground, happening in between the 5 years of Congress. What can we expect to be threshed out here? There were those resolutions that were taken in 2019, and we're seeing that there's still sticking points, especially where COVID-19 has disturbed the work of the teachers on the ground. What can we expect really to be discussed in this 3 days?
The NGC will look at the resolutions that were passed at the 2019 Congress, and most of the resolutions they relate to our socio-economic life, they relate to education, they relate to labor, and they relate to our social well-being. Some of them we are fully aware of the fact that we've been besieged by violence in our schools, and we took resolutions, we formed campaigns to look into violence. One of those campaigns was I Am a School Fan campaign. We are going to reflect on that campaign to say how far has it gone, what has it done, because we felt that for us to be able to overcome violence in schools, every member of community should take part, should support their schools. We look at issues that are happening in education. The department introduced a new certificate for grade 9, and they are also looking at a curriculum that is not that academic, to look at upskilling learners from grade 9 to 12. We are going to look at how far has government gone with that. We are going to look at the issues of ECD. We're at the forefront calling for ECD practitioners to be under the Department of Basic Education. We are happy the department did accede to our call, and ECD practitioners are now under the Department of Education. However, we're not happy that the process is not moving as fast as we would like to see it moving. We don't want to see them only in the Department of Education, but also their conditions of service should be taken care of in the relevant Department of Public Service, so that they can get the same remuneration as the teachers and all other means, conditions of service that are given to other teachers. We'll reflect on all this and come up with ways as to, if we feel things are slow, what can we do to speed things up.
SADTU, a spokesperson, Nomu Seklimbi, thank you very much for your time, Mama. Coming to us there to just give us the lay of the land in terms of what we can expect in the coming 3 days. You can imagine that heavy on a whole lot of people and viewers at home is just to understand if the ANC will be given a platform here to address. So you had the SADTU spokesperson there letting us in on the fact that they believe in dialogue, and even we saw their stance there at the COSATU Congress, where they were saying that this matter needs to be taken to the workers on the ground to see if indeed there's that consensus that really there should be a reconfiguration of the tripartite alliance, and there should be some sort of a breakaway to ensure that the SACP is supported in 2024 where those national elections are concerned. But very important issues as well you had there from the SADTU spokesperson, saying that indeed there are issues that are affecting the workers that need to be addressed, and those issues would need government as well to be part of this process here in ensuring that some of those issues are championed and the workers see some sort of change in their life. But really the issue of wages is a sticking point, and we'll be expecting to really see how the discussions here tends to take shape in terms of addressing that sticking matter, where we saw public sector workers even threatening to down tools if they are not satisfied and they're not getting what they are calling for at the bargaining council.